Okay, we got our guitar hanging up in the paint booth. Once again, I own a paint and body shop here, and I do custom cars, restorations, collision repair, this, that, and the other. So, you know, I got all the facilities to do that. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. Okay, just because you see a guy like me doing it doesn't mean that you can't fucking do it. So don't fucking use that for excuses. Say, oh, this guy's got that, and that guy's got this, and I don't have that, so I can't do it. You're fucking lying to yourself, pal.
I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. My mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. My mojo working, but it just don't work. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work.
So this is pretty much a cut dry situation, okay? Let's see here. I got my paint, and I got my sealer, see? And then I got my clear. Now, I'm using professional automotive finishing utensils here. Okay, I'm trying to talk like a professional, if you could tell, sir. And so I use professional quality finishing. You can actually spray this guitar with spray cans. Yes, you can do that. Okay, it's possible if you take your time and you do it right. Before you put paint on your guitar, though, what I'm going to tell you is buy some spray can sealer. Okay, not the clear sealer. Get like some epoxy sealer in a can. Okay, and they sell it at hobby shops, for instance. Okay, and what it is, it's just a urethane sealer. You spray it on there, put 2 or 3 nice full wet coats. Don't get any runs in it. Let it dry for 30-40 minutes and start putting your paint on. So, you know, there's all ways to do it. You don't have to have a setup like mine, okay, to do this. Because believe it or not, before I had this setup, I was doing it in my fucking garage. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix up my sealer. Once again, I have a professional outfit going here. And all this is epoxy sealer. You can buy this in a spray can form. And I'm only going to mix enough if it will come out of there. God, what the fuck? This is thick fucking shit, man. Fucking shit mixed up. Okay, there it goes. And I'm not going to mix a lot up. I just want to mix up enough to spray the guitar, which ain't that fucking much. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. Now this requires a little bit of reducer. So I'll go ahead and put about 10% reducer in there. Like you just saw me do, you know, mix it up how you think. I've been doing this shit a long fucking time. I know how to fucking mix paint up. And if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it, if you are, okay, you want to go ahead and use a strainer with your spray gun. Always use a good strainer with your spray gun. I'll go ahead and put our clear back up here. Alright, we're going to walk in there, we're going to look at the guitar, see what it looks like in bare wood. We'll take a look at it in white. I'm going to show you the paint, this, that, and the other. We're going to get it painted tonight and then start relicking it out in a couple days after the paint cures thoroughly. Now, I was telling you about the sealer. If you look right here, okay, this particular car, this is a 1973 Carmen Ghia, is completely covered in white epoxy primer, see? This has been stripped down to bare metal, and then I put epoxy primer on it to seal it. We're going to use the same type of sealer on our guitar. We're going to put one nice good coat on it, and that's it. Now I'm also using white on my guitar because I want the gold to pop out, see? If you have a bright color, always use a white sealer. Okay? And here's a 1941 Willys. Now I got this covered up, I don't want to overspray on it because that's actually paint ready. And that's actually gray primer. And we're going to put white sealer on that because that car actually happens to be bright orange and bright yellow. So if you're using a bright color like you see right here, always use a white base. Okay. Now here's our guitar. Tape your neck pocket off. Okay, it's very important to do that. You don't want a lot of buildup on that because that's actually precisely machined for the neck to fit in there. And what I do is I actually come back about I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so just so I can get around the edges and you won't see where the where the paint cuts off. But it's always important to always tape off your neck pocket on your guitar, okay? You don't want a lot of paint buildup on that because that's a precise fucking area. And I'm sure you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So there's our guitar. It's been washed. And once again, this particular guitar, it's swamp ash. It's gonna actually show some of the grain in it. That's what I want. That's the look I'm going for. And that's why I'm only gonna put one coat of sealer on it, okay? Because I want that grain to show. I want the grain to come out in it because it's gonna give it a more vintage antique look. So let me get the white on there. We'll get the paint mixed up. We'll take a look at that, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And hopefully in about an hour or so, this fucking thing's gonna be painted. And I can go home.
I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you.
Okay, we got the sealer on it, and let's go see what it looks like. It's looking pretty nice already. So as you can see right there, I got the sealer. Okay, now I just put that on there, okay, not even 5 minutes ago, so I gotta let it dry. You can see that's got a shiny finish to it. That means it's still wet. Now if you look right up here, if you look right in this area here, you motherfucker, don't ever touch it. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. You look right here, see we got a little bit of a run going on. But that's all right. Like I said, this is going to be a vintage antique guitar, so that'd be fine on this guitar. But if you're doing it as a custom, you know, classic, beautiful finish, be very careful of that. So anyway, what this white's going to do, it seals the wood, and it's going to make the fucking gold pop out, see? And looks really, really nice. I like it. It's going to be great. You can see the wood grain in it. That's what I wanted, okay? That's going to take about 20-30 minutes for that to dry thoroughly, and then we'll come back and detail it out and get rid of any imperfections before we put our gold paint on. So there you go. That's what it looks like white. Wow. It's time to mix up our gold paint. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Listen very, very close. This is not cheap paint. This is pure tint paint, okay? That means it doesn't have nothing added to it. This is pure 100% tint. Okay, it doesn't have any binder, it doesn't have any clear in it, it doesn't have any other colors, pearls, anything like that. I can add that if I want to, but I'm not gonna. Okay, that one little can there was $88 fucking dollars. $88 for 1 pint of PPG DBC base coat paint. Okay, which isn't even really paint, it's just toner. And for anybody out there that doesn't know what toner is, that's actually what they use to mix the paint with. If you look right there, you can see that's the gold we're going to paint it with. That's a vintage classic gold. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be really fucking nice. So what I got here, I got my paint, and I also, okay, because this paint actually has some metallic in it, and we don't want that metallic to separate. So what else I got? I got some clear. If you look right there, this is called binder, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put some binder in there. There we go, just like that. Then we're going to take our paint. Okay, and this is another thing about this paint, it's really not that thick, okay? It's pretty fucking thin. I mean, it's going to take several coats for it to get down here. And I'm going to go ahead and pour my paint in there, my raw paint, okay? I'll go ahead and keep some of that for later, which we'll probably be pouring back in this fucking can anyway. If you're going to mix your own paint, you're going to go to the paint store and get all this shit and do it yourself. Say, I want this color and that color. Make sure you add binder to it, okay? Binder keeps it all together so it doesn't get blotchy or have streaks, this, that, and the other. And you can see that color. It's going to be a beautiful fucking gold. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. Tell you what, you'll see it on the guitar. This is Pete. You smell that shit's getting heavy. I'm going to have to let you go. And we'll be back after it's painted gold. Take it easy.